Welcome to Fougere Family Adventures. Today, I'm fishing lake trout here on Canim Lake. The fishing has been slow the last couple days, and we're trying to figure out what will get these lake trout to bite. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel. So we've had a few lake trout bite on buzz bombs. So as we roll through the lures in our tackle box, there's a couple lures that have worked, or a couple jigs for us. One of them is this green tube jig. Now, this green tube jig seems to be the answer for those fussy fish because it's lifelike, it's squishy. They grab it and they don't let go. They actually have been swallowing this, so we've had to keep a couple fish, which is fine because we enjoy doing a fish fry when we're on a lake. We do not take these fish home. We eat what we catch when we're here, and we don't take them home. Personally, I've taken them home and I just don't like the taste after they've been in the freezer. The lake trout get mushy, the skin is hard to skin. That's been my experience. Now I've just marked a couple fish on the bottom. I'm going to drop down to these fish. In the beginning of the season, you can catch these fish in as shallow as 40 feet of water. But on average, I would say you're catching them in 60 to 80 feet of water. So what I want to do is I want to keep my rod tipped down. A couple different jigging methods have been working for us. Ethan loves to let his rod sit. He actually caught a lake trout that way, where the lake trout was just tapping his rod. He did it 3 times, and then he set the hook. You can jig and you can bounce that bottom. You want to let the fish know that you're here, that you're in the area, so they'll hear it and they'll come in to investigate. If the fish aren't feeding or they're not interested, they just kind of disappear off your fish finder, and then you fire up your motor and you troll to a different spot. Now, for a lot of people, this can be exhausting. It can be frustrating. There's a fish suspended off the bottom right now. So I'm going to pound that bottom, then I'm going to reel up and I'm going to let it sit. It's not moving a lot, so it's either an inactive lake trout or it's a burbot. Generally speaking, burbot will just hang out at a suspended depth. When they're not active, they just sit there. They do nothing. I'm looking for those active fish in the lake. Now, there's been a lot of discussion this trip on why the fishing is slow. What's going on? How do we entice a bite? There's a few things that will work, like my method of fishing. Going around finding as many fish as you can, dropping a jig on their head, and eventually you'll find an active fish that will bite. We are trying creek mouths, inlets, outlets. We're trying all of that. We're looking for bait fish. We're trying to find what these fish might be feeding on. And if these fish are feeding on bait fish, which bait fish are they feeding on? Are they feeding on kokanee? Are they feeding on coarse fish? What are they feeding on? So we've tried multiple depths. We've trolled at 20 feet. We've trolled surface lines. In the springtime, you hear about lake trout being higher in the water column. We have tried bouncing the bottom. We've worked our downriggers hard. We've reeled up, reeled down, reeled up, reeled down. Try to follow the contour of the bottom. We've put slip weights on and used those. We've put slip weights and a downrigger on, trying to dredge the bottom and bounce along the bottom. There's not a lot of methods that have worked for us. We've caught a couple fish, maybe 2 trolling, and we probably caught 6 fish jigging. So those fish are gone. I'm going to move spots. Now, when you're by yourself, you want to have a boat plan. You want to tell someone where you're going. If you left people back at camp, you want to tell them, hey, I'm going to go down to this end or that end, so they have a general idea where to look for you if something happens. I love to wear my life jacket. I always wear my life jacket in case I fall in. It does keep me warmer on days like this. I've actually had to use some gloves this morning. It was a little chilly, and it's comfortable. You don't have to worry about it. It's already on. I always carry a radio with me if I am in an area where there's no cell service or limited cell service, so that's what we're doing today. These radios are great. They are waterproof, they float, they have a flashlight on them, so they'll do everything you need to in case the inevitable happens. Another thing I like to do when I'm fishing for lake trout, especially on a lake that's new to me, is I like to explore. So I'm moving all over the place, and when the fishing is slow, it gives me an opportunity to find new spots for when the fishing gets better. If you're using a fish finder like mine, a Garmin Striker 4, be mindful that it will not read the bottom as clear as, say, a more expensive fish finder. You may not see any fish on the bottom. They might be hugging the bottom, It might still be there. I think there, yeah, he just came off the bottom, so I'm going to lift it up off the bottom. And he came up a little bit at it, so I'm going to lift up again. Yep, he's coming. So I want to give them time to see it, time to find it, and see if I can get him to bite. There's 2 of them there. I've got a second fish that just come in. I find that they bite a lot more when there's a pair. If there's 2 fish, I believe it's food competition. So that comes into play. You get 2 fish, even if they're not feeding that heavily, they see that other fish around and there is a bait there, they're going to try and want to attack it. So they don't have as much time to react, to think about it, see if they want to eat it. We've got a little bit of a drift going on this morning, so I might put a buzz bomb on, we'll see. Something chased me up there, so I'm going to drop back down. There he is. Oh, he hit it on the way down. So don't be afraid to play with these fish. This is an active fish, and he is feeding. So I am going to let him feed. I'm going to drop back down. Again, we're going to go with that food competition mentality, and we're going to see if I can force him to bite. So he didn't chase me all the way down. He came up suspended. Sometimes suspended fish are the ones that are feeding, not the ones on the bottom. So we're going to come up to where he was. Here he comes. He's coming up. Get ready. Oh, yeah. Okay, he didn't like that, so we're going to go right back down. This is good. This is a good sign. I got kokanee jumping on the surface behind me. So you want to kind of look at your cues. What are these fish feeding on? When are they feeding? If you can find out the bite time. It's early morning today, but the last few days bite time has been between 11:30 and 1 p.m. Never thought lake trout bite at 1 p.m. From everything I've been told, everything has been proven wrong this trip. So like they say, you can't catch a fish if your line's not in the water. It holds true. Well, it's frustrating. You have to give it a try because you don't know what the fish are feeding on, especially if the fishing is slow. Just got to work a little harder at it. Try different methods and see if you can get them to bite. So we are staying at Rainbow Resort here on Canim Lake. It is a hidden gem here in the Caribou. This little resort is right on the water. The cabins are on the water. They've got campsites on the water. The owners are absolutely amazing, and we can't wait to come back here again. They've been extremely helpful, helping us learn the lake, helping us with whatever we need while we're camping, and we just can't say enough good things about this place.